Hey, what's happening? Jeff Pish. We're hanging out, doing a quick little lesson today. Something I'm working on right now. It's just a simple 5-note pattern, and it's going to help me get some ideas for over the bar line kinds of feels, and just adding a little bit of a funky element, and just improving my vocabulary, and just adding more to the idea box, if you will, and we shall. So let's get right to it. 5-note pattern. Here's a little picture of it. Right, left, kick. But we're in 4/4, so that's why it creates. So we're playing 5 notes in a 4/16 note feel. So that's what makes it funky. And so we're going to start on the snare drum and break it down. Go slower. I'm working at 90 because I don't want this to be a super long video. So we're working at 90 BPM. And I just want to make sure that I'm keeping time with the left foot, so I'm aware of where those downbeats are throughout. That's the key to this whole thing, is knowing where the downbeats are and knowing where the 1 comes around in this pattern. So if we're doing a 5-note pattern in 4/4 time, in 16th note feel, there's a lot of numbers there. The math is you would essentially play 5 measures of 4/4 to get back to where the 1 would be, if you just continuously play the pattern. It's one of those things you can, again, explore, improvise once you get the coordination down between the hands and the foots, and make it your own, do your own thing with it. Right now, I'm just doing the basic premise of the whole thing. So we're just doing snare drum, kick drum, quarter notes on the hi-hat. Let's get into it. 90 BPM on the Met, and let's break it down. And there it is. There's our pattern, and you can hear it has that nice funky feel to it. But I'm trying to be very conscious of where those downbeats are and understanding in my head. The metronome's helping me because it's giving me the 1. Eventually, I want to be able to take that away and just be able to feel where that 1 comes back around. But right now, I'm still working on it. So I'm going to use that that tool that we have, the metronome, to help keep me consistent and understand where that 1 is. Now, next step, I'm just going to keep rolling through, spend a lot of time on that just so it feels correct. And you have that coordination and you're accurate with your 16th notes between your hand and the foots. Make sure that's good. Now, I worked it out a little bit ahead of time. I have a bit of an orchestration that I came up with. It adds to the funkiness in the sound and how the feel goes, how this flow kind of happens. Experiment on your own. This is one of those things where you can just sit here for an hour, set the timer for an hour, and just play and improvise around the drums within this pattern. Cool thing to do to open up vocabulary. But I'm just going to stick to this one orchestration, and here's what we got. And there's the idea there, moving around the drums. And again, if you come up with a cool orchestration like that you dig, stick with that to get it really, really comfortable. And then that will eventually work its way into your improvisational vocabulary. Just be there. That's one of the things with building vocabulary and patterns like this, is getting them to the point where they're kind of instilled in your brain and instilled in your hands, that they'll come out naturally. You don't want to be on a gig and start thinking, I have to play 1 E and a 2 E and a. You don't want to think of those all that minutia in there. You just want to play and make music, and how that happens is by sitting in the practice room, breaking this stuff down slowly and getting it into your head and into your hands. So let's go ahead. Let's keep rolling. Let's pick up the tempo a little bit. All right, we're going to 100 BPM, and I'll do 2 reps through on the snare drum, and then I'll go straight to that little orchestration that I have here. And there it is. Super cool, neat little pattern. I'm going to go up one more increment here on the Met and dig on that. So now we're going to 120. And again, I'm just trying to keep in mind the accuracy of these quarter notes, understanding how the pattern works its way around through those 5 bars to get us back to downbeat. We consider this a hemiola if you're playing along with musical terms. So let's check it out. Let's go 120. Cool. So there's our pattern for today. Check it out, mess around with it, come up with your own cool orchestrations. I always encourage you to do that. Make it your own. Have fun with it. This is one of those things that I'm going to start working on as well, taking it around the drums and just improvising with that particular pattern and see what happens. So there's our little skill builder lesson for the day. I hope you dig it. Please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. I'm going to keep rolling with these kinds of things. I have lots of lesson ideas kind of planned out, and as always, I'll continue to hit some drum covers as well in a variety of styles that I like to play, and I hope you dig those as well. So thanks for hanging out, and we'll check you on the next one. I hope you have a fantastic day.